And good afternoon. Welcome to Today to Races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter along with Keith Fustel on a nice fall Thursday to get you going for the now 4-day race week here at Laurel Park for all of October and November. Live racing Thursday through Sundays, 4 days a week here for the fall season. Well, we had a big September. We had a couple stakes festivals.
Yes.
We had about 20 stakes in September, but you better be tied on because a big October, of course, Maryland Million right around the corner. A nice pick 5 carryover to get things going today.
Yeah, very good. Let's see. We got that total. We can kind of lead with that and show you what you're aiming for. We're starting at 14. Let's call it 15,000. Stan.
Close enough.
14,694. This thing could be upwards 50, 60, 70,000 when it's all said and done. And they're going to make you work for it today. Racing Office, a phenomenal job. Next couple of days, big fields abound. Very competitive fields all the way through. Tough handicapping throughout the next couple of days. We'll see what Sunday brings, but you got your work cut out for you on these cars, but you should be rewarded because look at it. When we left off here on Sunday, I think it was 6 double-digit prices: $28, $45. Hip Hop paid $30. DeBraw at 16, Mortal Storm $23.40. Ended with gas money at $21 you got your gas money. Neil Morris with the first-time starter. So we've got plenty of prices at Laurel Park.
All right, late pick 5 action. That starts race 6. Tomorrow's the big Stronach 5-day with that guaranteed $100,000 pull, industry low, 12% takeout. Laurel Park going to be heavily involved in the Stronach 5 tomorrow. Let's show you the lineup of races. Gulfstream West and Santa Anita involved as well. But we'll kick it off right here at Laurel Park, race 7, about 4:33. Going to start a little earlier than normal. Then Gulfstream Park West, race 8. For the leg B, and then Laurel Park race 8 for leg C, and then Santa Anita Park race 4 for leg D. Then we'll wrap it up. Laurel Park race 9. We have a big 10 race card tomorrow, but 7, 8, 9 are legs A, C, and E of the Stronach 5.
Yeah, plenty of action within about an hour and 20 minutes. A good solid pool to shoot for. And once again, I haven't really gotten into the Gulfstream Santa Anita races. I know the Laurel races. You've got some work to do.
Never work cut out for us. Paid almost $11,000 last Friday, the Stronach 5. Let's show you the lineup of big events in October right here at Laurel Park. Of course, it's Maryland's Day at the Races, the Jim McKay Maryland Million. That's right around the corner. Mark your calendar, Saturday, October 19th. On-track entertainment for the whole family. Free general admission. Elevate your experience with a nice dining reservation. Ticket, MarylandMillion.com or LaurelPark.com has a lot of information for the Maryland Million as well. Clubhouse Fest also on Saturday, October 19th. There's the lineup: Rez, Alan Walker, Made On, Two Friends, Elephant. So if you like that, if you like the concerts, the EDM, we'll have that covered for you here. Last year was the first year for the Clubhouse Fest, and looking forward to another big turnout this year.
And they had a strong turnout last year, and once again, the fans right there, they can come up, check out the races as well, come up to the rail, watch it on the turn. That's an exciting shot there, especially those 2-turn races where they're going full bore around there. But and hopefully we can attract some younger fans, get them involved in a little bit of handicapping and gambling, and we need to develop some new fans.
That's the idea. So that brings a bunch of them out here. Then after Maryland Million and Clubhouse Fest, we have the big Fall Fest and Oyster Fest. That's later on. That's Saturday, October 26th here at Laurel Park. Pony rides, petting zoo, a pumpkin patch, trick or treat, much more. We'll have some big stakes action that day. Oyster Fest as well. So check out all the upcoming events for October on the website, laurelpark.com. Let's get right to it. Let's show you a picture of both tracks. We're fast and firm. There's the tracks today, fast and firm. A little breezy. We're in the 70s. I'll say mid-70s with a little cloud cover right now. Hopefully no rain. It's a little overcast right now, but I don't think there's any rain in the forecast.
It's very comfortable compared to yesterday. Right. We were up in, the lower 90s?
96 yesterday.
Yeah, it was pretty steamy in the Baltimore-Washington region. A little bit of relief, it looks like, in sight.
Yeah, much more seasonal fall weathers today. Let's get right to it. Race 1 has a nice little carryover in that rolling super high 5. That's a low 15% takeout. There's the carryover starting race 1, a little over 14,000. Also, race 1 kicks off the early pick 5, which is a mandatory payout on the early pick 5. Industry low, 12% takeout on all the pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Let's check out my ticket, a $32 early pick 5 ticket. Race 1, I used the 1 and the 5. My single comes in race 4. That's a nice 2 other than allowance race going long on the turf. My price play of the day, and there the 7 Bird's Nest Party. I'll single on Bird's Nest Party there in race 4. Then I'm 4 deep there in the 5th.
You are good. If you can get a single out of race 4, that's awfully strong. I thought that was a wide open event, some quality older horses going long on the turf. But hey, Bird's Nest Party, he's at least one thing, he's consistent, Stan. He breaks clean. He's going to be in the race a long way.
And you're right. It is a wide open race, so we'll get a decent price on everybody in that race.
Yep.
All right, let's take a look here. Race 1 now. Race 1, we're on we're going a mile on the bowl game turf course. Rail at 17 feet, claiming 16,000, 3 and up. Never won 3 or straight 3-year-olds are the conditions. The 1 Broker's Reward should get a nice ground-saving trip on the inside with Vargas aboard for Trombetta. Let's show you the race from September 11th right here at Laurel Park. At this level on the turf, was wide this day, but it hangs on gets up for a good second this day. This was first time blinkers last out.
First time blinkers, 3 and 4 wide every step of the way. Tops off at a top number of 75. Really kind of churning on home. Doesn't have that big kick, but he's just that grinding type. His Broker's Reward, and he moves from the 10 post back to the inside. He might get a covered up trip this afternoon, stand saving ground and finishing. But just outside of him, it's going to be my top selection today. Tachion, that horse also had trouble in that race early on with shuffle back, tossed the last at Mountaineer. Gosh, look at him. $2 to 1 favorite. Dwelt, lost all chance. Went back and watched that video again. Head was turning ever so slightly as the gates were opening, and that was it. Lost his focus and stood in the gate there for a while. I think he'll bounce back. I don't mind the mile distance. Get a little flow up front because Joran and Jag, these two are both quick out of the gate. Joran might really kind of roll out of there early, I think, for Mariupol. That might be his best chance, but Jag will be forward. Jag, though, rank a couple times. His last 2 races needs to settle better. We're going to get McCarthy. He's another pace factor, and I go 4-1, 11-5. I think Jericho Marsh even had a little trouble last time out, was stalled behind a tiring horse, came back. I think Jericho Marsh, look at his running lines, it looks like a horse that needs to be closer. I think Forrest can get this horse to relax, drop in from the outside, and finish from further back.
All right, now I throw the 10 in the mix here. Kierland for the hot trainer-jockey combo. Mark Reed, Julio Correa, 28% together in a nice positive ROI. A good second going long on the turf. Last out down there at Colonial. That was late August, so comes back here a little over 30 days. Perfect timing. We'll get a nice price there on the 10 Kierland. So we both like a couple of the same horses there in race 1. Let's turn the page here. Race 2, we kick off the early pick 4. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the main track, claiming 16,000, 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime here in race 2. Scratch to 5. I end up on the 6, my top play in here. Shawnee P. I'm just looking for a little good form, a horse that's going in the right direction. There's some muddied up form on some of the horses in here that's going to be the favorites in this race. Shawnee P., a modest maiden winner last out when it came off the turf, 5.5 on the main track against maiden, 16,000. They're not getting too crazy here. They're in for the 16-2 life. They beat a couple next out winners in that maiden score. Angel Cruz back aboard for Tim Keefe. So I'll go with the 6 Shawnee P. at a decent price here, race 2.
Yeah, I think you rode the better part of the track from the quarter-mile pole home. The inside, the early part of that card was good. But that was first time gelding on the dirt, Stan. That was his first time gelding on the dirt, so he could definitely move up off of that race. I think he's going to have to sit and close a little bit, but there's an abundance of speed with the 2 Catholic. Now he brings it on the turf. Bourbon and Ice we know is quick. And Day the Music died. She had a really good turn of foot in debut. We're running fresh again today, but he's also shown a rating gear in which he did when breaking the maiden back in April. I think Day the Music died just needs to break cleanly. Aggressive move here by Trombetta, though the barn doing quite well over the last couple months. I think this horse can get a stalk and pounce kind of trip. Dapper Mun is my blow-up horse. As we talked about, August the 8th, he was against the grain of the racetrack, made a wide move, looked like a stone-cold winner and flattened out late. Comes back to break the maiden. I'll toss the Timonium try. That was a little better field, and the speed just got away there on the front, and then Hargis dominated. I think some speed's going to come back, and Dapper Mun can pick up a piece at a price.
All right, the 3. I throw the 3 into the mix here. Bourbon and Ice, Mark Reed, Correa again. This horse broke its maiden on the turf, 2 back. Ran okay in his debut. on the main track. Showed speed that day, and then got a little tired, but he's a different animal now. He's broken his maiden since then. He might find this might be the right spot here for Bourbon and Ice for the Red Hot Connections.
Check out that debut on the dirt. Look at those internals, 22, 245, and 1. That's awfully brisk. Back with Courageous, Stan, jockey-trainer combo, deadly. Yeah, I'm going to use him in the exact as well. I know Dave Rodman likes Bourbon and Ice today.
All right, he'll be a decent price there in race 2. Let's turn the page. Nice first level allowance condition, race 3 for 3-year-olds and upward. 5.5 furlongs on the turf, rail at 70 feet. I go with the 4 on top. You like the 4 as well. Ready for prime time for Linda Rice. Caramanos will ride a sharp maiden score, 2 back at Saratoga, late August. Maiden special weight, 5.5 on the turf at Saratoga. Big 84 buyer with that wire-to-wire score. And then just kind of ran a clunker against Stakes Company, facing winners for the first time. They went into Stakes Company there. It was 15-1, so a tough condition. But that maiden score at Saratoga, that was first-time blinkers. That was a big score. If this horse gets loose on the lead today with Caramanos, I think he'll be awfully dangerous.
And you see the excuse there in the short comment stand last time out in that stake brushed gate weekend, had to be used up into pretty good pace against some good horses. So the maiden special weight score would get it done in here, and this horse has shown the ability to sit just off of it and make a move. I certainly think he's capable against this group. I go to the outside with the 9 Wonder in, Jonathan Thomas, Nick Juarez teaming up. We got some horses today that look like they're awfully live, and this one is going to make an impact. Tried one of the turf last time off of that debut try when he was with the bias at Gulfstream, came back to gallop at Monmouth. Look at this record. Turf sprints 34% with a positive ROI. That's good enough for me. Wonder in, I think, sits the trip outside in its turf debut. They wanted turf last time. They're going to get it today.
Man, looks like Nick's having a big year. 136 winners on the year, and he's been hitting some winners here with Jonathan Thomas. 73% from 11-horse sample recently. They get a nice positive ROI. I just didn't get to the horse. Okay. He's making his turf debut today, but he could be live from the outside. The 1 Captain Thunder ran a good second last out. Now he's a closing sprinter. Fergal Lynch going to have to navigate a good trip raking from the inside, but the 1 Captain Thunder should be right there for trainer Trez Abbott.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that he took as much play, 3-1. Lukewarm favorite in that field of 8 last time, but very willingly to the wire. This is going to be the second sprint in a row. You go 3 races back, don't poke the cat. He's become a little bit of a key horse. He always tries, and he got through the 2 other than condition, I think, recently, Stan, with Forest Voice, if I'm not mistaken. So Captain Thunder is going to enjoy the flow up front today.
All right, so nice allowance race, 5.5 on the turf there in the third. Let's turn the page. One of our features of the day here in race 4, an upper level allowance feature. Optional claiming 35,000, 3 and up, a mile and a 16th on the bowl game rail at 17 feet. We kick off the middle pick 4 in race 4. You have a ticket for it. Let's check it out and see how you played it.
Yeah, some of these horses have made some money. Quality group. 4 deep to get you started. I think 4th race all the way through is really, really difficult. I had to trim this ticket down. 2, 3, 10, 11 to get you started. I'm still going to try Dream Doctor one more time. Fergal Lynch today. Maybe he can get it done. 5th race with the 8 and the 10. 3 deep in the 6 with the 6, 7, and 8. Another wide open race, 2-year-olds, bunch of first-time starters. We're going 6 furlongs in the dirt in race 6. And then the 7th, we'll wrap it up with She's Divine in the Vizian Sunset. These 2 look like the 2 to me. I'm just not sold on who the 10 beat at Parks and where's this horse been. So there's your ticket, $24. A good base to work off of. If you want to add a couple more, please do so, because I think it's going to pay.
All right, so one of our features of the day here in race 4. I singled in this race on my early pick 5. I singled on my price play the 7 Bird's Nest Party. Who, well, you're helping me. You're helping me get a good price on the horse. You don't use the 7, so you're helping me out here. But a big effort last out. Good second down at Colonial. First off the claim for Schoenthal, and then a nice win at this level last out. Beat Tempt Me twice in this condition last out. Sheldon Russell back aboard for Schoenthal. This horse will be forwardly placed. He's 3 for 3 in the money on the Laurel turf. This quick, firm turf course recently, I think, is going to play the Bird's Nest Party's liking today.
Yeah, I'm not leaving him. I'm not going to leave him out of Exactas. I'm certainly going to use him underneath. I think he's going to get a little bit more pressure today. A little tougher trip. They kind of walked the dog up front. Tempt Me twice, and him last time out. You look at the internals; they were pretty soft, but they're both stayers. They both work. I'm intrigued by the 3 King of Spades. Comes in off of that 1 3/8 race, a beaten favorite, but they love this horse up at Monmouth Park. Can he transition his turf form to Laurel. I think he can. The shortening up in distance, he's going to get a perfect stalking trip from the inside. Dream Doctor, again, trouble just seems to find him. I'm hoping the rider changes his little performance this afternoon and brings a kick. This may be the final shot before we completely divorce Dream Doctor and myself. 3, 2, 10, 11. We got a video spotlight on the 10. The 10 might be your really good value play if you want to look for that key horse. It's going to be 8 or 10 to 1 for your exacta prices. Critical Data came over, and I tell you, the debut here in the States is pretty good. Behind Ghost Hunter, we know how good Ghost Hunter is. Dundalk Critical Data running third, closing late. A good finish. Boy, he's kept some tough company lines, and he was really hampered. Just kind of the one sitting in that bad spot. First run off of a slow pace, just couldn't kick it in, right? We know what Jason Solitude came back to run big. Yeah, I just think because of the connections you see, the lower percentage trainer, this horse should escape at an okay price.
Yeah, you get Victor Carrasco to ride first-time Lasix in the Virginia Derby last out. And the horse ran okay against Grade 3 company, going 9 furlongs down there late August. He'll be dead fit. The 3 is going to be tough. King of Spades. The 5, I used the 5 here. Tempt Me Twice. They take the blinkers off. Avery Wisman has been doing well for Ann Merriman. They had a nice third with Not in Jeopardy at 40 to 1 in the All Along last weekend. Tempt Me Twice, just like Bird's Nest Party, going to be forwardly placed. They went 1-2 around there last time, so I go right back to them today.
Yeah, they're looking to hopefully get away with things like that again on the front end. Will it be as easy? I'm not so sure because, the morning after to the outside, the 11, Dover Cliffs, I think he's just going to sit perch right into him. He's going to be a player up front and carrying it. Well, I think it's going to be a stirring stretch battle through here from the quarter pole home. Really going to be a horse race in race 4.
All right, so one of our features of the day to kick off the middle pick 4. Let's get a quick commercial break. Rainbow pick 6 starts in race 5. That's a nice allowance race, 5.5 on the turf. Then that nice carryover in a late pick 5 starts with a nice maiden special 8 in race 6. We'll check it out right after this.
Join us for Jim McKay Maryland Million Day on Saturday, October 19th at Laurel Park. Come with friends and family to Maryland's Day at the Races, a celebration of Maryland's horses and lots of fun for all ages. Enjoy a full day of racing, including on-track entertainment between races. Don't miss the hat contest, 3 categories and wonderful prizes. It'll be fun for all at Laurel Park, Saturday, October 19th. For more information, visit MarylandMillion.com or LaurelPark.com.
All right, welcome back. Today's 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 starts in race 5 on the 10-race program. Carry over to get you going for the week, $954. Tim Tulloch, my co-host in the afternoon, he has a ticket. Let's check it out real quick, see how he plays it. $54 ticket. He goes 3 deep in race 5, 4 deep. No, make that 5 deep in race 6. Yeah, that's a wide open maiden special 8 for 2-year-olds. A bunch of well-bred first-time starters in race 6. Then his single comes in race 7. He singles on the 9, like I do, the 9, Navizian Sunset, my best bet of the day. I single on that horse on my late pick 5. Tim singles there on the 9, Navizian Sunset as well. Race 7 for the Rainbow pick 6. I know you like Navizian Sunset as well, that race.
Yeah.
But I guess her main rival in there is going to be the 6, She's Divine, from the Tom Proctor barn.
And just in time, she did win an allowance race, dropping back, playing the conditions the right way, but we talked about it. We'll talk about it again. I mean, where's she been? So we'll see.
All right, here we go. Race 5, a nice first-level allowance condition for Maryland bred, Maryland sired, filly and mares 3 and up. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Rail at 70 feet here in race 5. The 10 you have on top here. Let's start right there.
All right.
We have a video spotlight for East August 17th, sprinting on the turf at Laurel at this Maryland bred allowance condition. There he is on the rail going into her. There she is on the rail going to the far turn.
Yeah, we're going to pick this up. You're going to see this horse just kind of get stalled in behind some horses. Sudden Hope, the big long shot going off and going clear there. Just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting, and this horse is crying out for a run, and it's improved off the claim. I like what D'Angelo's done to this horse. Interesting move back to the dirt last time, but doesn't even find any room coming up past the 3/16 to the 8th ball. We're going to see it again. We're going to blocked coming past mid-stretch, just sitting there, nowhere to go. Ducks down to the inside, and really, if he finishes off well, finally getting room in deep stretch to close about 3 or 4 lengths. But Eve's a little bit better trip. I think she can improve enough to beat this group. You're going to be a short price on Dancer Stroll. She showed her race wasn't a fluke September the 8th when she won off at a big price at 24-1. Looked more like a 3-5 shot that afternoon coming to the 8th bowl. Trouble Trip and the Sensible Lady. But still closed, and Renegade's a good group there, so I think she's going to get bet down off of that effort. You're not going to get any price on her today, but she comes back to her try-two back. She's going to be in the winner's circle, and everybody else is running for second money. But that's why we run the races.
Yeah.
I think Eve's off of that Trouble Trip. She's going to offer a little bit better value.
All right, so I yours are in the mix. You get Toledo aboard for D'Angelo. D'Angelo having a big year, but Dancer Stroll, a big upset winner 2 starts ago against Open A Other Than Allowance Company. Big 85 buyer with that win at 24-1. Then she backed it up with a decent effort against Stakes Company September 21st in the $100,000 Sensible Lady. She was shuffled early on in that race at 46-1. She still only got beat 3 lengths against Goldwood, Fire Key. Those are all well-accomplished turf sprinters. So now, it's a nice condition for this filly by Stroll. She's won the Open A Other Than, so now she's in for the Maryland-bred A Other Than. Jorge Riaz will ride Dancer Stroll.
Okay.
You have any exact as well?
Yep.
Right?
I'm going to use Wildcat and a little bit just stone speed from the outside. She owes me no money, just like the tenacity that she's shown in her races. The blow-up horse, the 5, No Mo Lady for Trombetta. Comes back to the turf. Only turf try was in debut and scored. Buyer, very, very, paltry, I don't want to say 35, beat Beale Street. But Beale Street's the key. Beale Street has come back to run well, moving up the ranks in the turf. We're freshened up. She was moving in the right direction. I think she escapes at a price. No Mo Lady can make a run into this field as well. I'm not going to leave her out. Hopefully I can get 12 to 15-1 on her. Tromby teaming up with Pimentel.
All right, how about the 11 Dendrobia for Timmy Keefe? A big second back to Go Magician Go, and ran okay last out. That was a tough 2 Other Than Allowance condition. It's a lot easier spot today for Dendrobia. Forest Boy's got to time it just right.
Yeah.
Another closing sprinter here for trainer Tim Keefe.
No doubt, 5.5 is perfect for her. Another one that's won the Open A Other Than condition. Yeah, she's a player, no doubt.
All right, so nice Maryland bred allowance there. Race 5, let's turn the page. All right, the big carryover of the afternoon starts in race 6, late pick 5. It's a little shy of 15,000. There it is, $14,694 industry low, 12% takeout. Let's check out my ticket. A $54 late pick 5 ticket. I go 4 deep here in race 6. I used the 1, 2, 3, and the 8. The 8 order for Porky, for Rubley and Pimentel, my top pick here in race 6. Then my single comes race 7. The 9, Vizian Sunset, going to be awfully tough for Correa and Mark Reed. But if you're playing a deeper ticket, the 6, She's Divine, should be tough there in race 7. Then I'm 3 deep in races 8, 9, 10. You can study all of our tickets and picks for today on the website, laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section. Here we go, race 6, a nice maiden special weight for 2-year-olds, 6 furlongs on the main track. And this late pick 5 will be well played. Like you said earlier, maybe around 40, 50,000 when it's all said and done. Let's take a look here at race 6. A bunch of well-bred first-time starters in here. We both go with Rubley. Why not? The hot recent connections, Arafana, top-line growth, big wins last weekend for Rubley. She can win first time out. So well-bred, homebred for the Elkstone group by Uncle Mo out of a War Chant mare. Pimentel rides for Rubley. I like the outside post. The works up there at Fairhill. They look good enough. So we both go with Order for Porky on top.
How do you like that name? How do you not pick the horse? Porky. I'm just picking it because of the name. That's it. No, the 3-year-old sibling was pretty good too. Was 4 for 10. Made about 78,000. Did not win it too, but the way the barn's going and the draw, I like that because none of these are well bred, but nothing like really proven on the bottom side with the offspring in here. So you're guessing a little bit. So I'm going with a horse that's a little bit proven here. Has a debut. Sagamore Mischief up at Belmont against an okay field. This horse, the blinkers go on today. A middle move into a tougher group. Positional speed. I think the 6, is going to slip away at an okay price. Was 15-1 that day. Let's hope we can get anywhere from that 6 to 10-1, attracting Trevor McCarthy. But there's some other firsts in here. We're kind of guessing a little bit. So Delacour with Centano out of a mare, Last of the Mohicans, 1 for 11, but it was grade 2 stakes place. The one table, you going to toss Stidham? It's kind of hard to do. You've got the horse in the mix, Stan.
Yeah, Godolphin, homebred by Super Saver. I'm not going to leave the horse out. I also like the 3 Crooked Bluffs I use in my exact for the Hall of Famer Shug McGahee. He had a nice maiden score a couple weeks ago. I think it was last weekend with Forest Boys aboard. So well-bred, homebred for Shortleaf Stable. The work's up there at Fair Hill. Good enough here for a maiden special weight here at Laurel. So the 3, the 1, 2, and 3 all well-bred first-time starters for Top Connections.
And here we go again. Jonathan Thomas and Nick Juarez, a Bernardini, a $300,000 purchase. Mare was all right, one for 11, made $85,000. 2 prior rolls unraced, but half to a 6-time winner. And talking about Shug's horse real quick, did have the mare had a foal that won it too. So ton of ways to go. And starting off the late pick 5, if you can go 6, 7 deep, I highly advise it. Maybe the toe board will tell. Maybe somebody will just get hammered, and you can kind of trim down a little bit. One of these firsts really attracts a ton of attention. We don't know it now. We're going to have to wait and see, but I see it as a spread race, no doubt.
All right, so nice group of maiden special weight 2-year-olds to kick off the late pick 5, race 7, another big field. On the turf, we're going a flat mile on the bowl game turf, rail at 17 feet. Nice 25,000 starter allowance for filly mares 3 and up. Never won 3 to kick off this late pick 4. Video spotlight on the 9, my best bet of the day. Here's the race early September at this level. First off the claim for Mark Reed. Went to the front, going a mile and a 16th. Gets beat by a nice Go Sapper filly waiting for a star. This day we have the video to show you there, I think, for Division Sunset. Here's the start of that race early September.
Watch this, Stan. Just, breaks. I think I broke the horse. Did I break the horse last? Yeah. Broke a step slow, and then just kind of rolls right on up, does it within itself, and this is where things get a little bit easy. Navizian Sunset is keen around the first turn, eventually goes clear after a half of a mile, but look at the internals, 25, 50, and 1 over a firm course. We've had a firm course for quite some time, and these two get in their own match race from the quarter pole to the wire. Waiting for the Star is going to just hang on by desperate neck. Navizian Sunset, I think right back is a must use, and again, we'll get good position. The other strong pace factor, and here's the 3, Kicking Kimberly, shipping in for Rudy Rod.
All right, so I have the 9 on top. User second, the 6, Sheaves Divine, a nice big starter allowance score last out. The race before that just too tough against Allowance Company on a yielding turf course, but her last 2 tries on a firm turf course right here at Laurel Park have been pretty sharp. Fergal Lynch rides for Tom Proctor. I single on the 9 Navizian Sunset, but I know She's Divine probably going to be a major factor in the final strides.
Here's a stat. We've got a stat right for these two teaming up, jockey trainer combo. Hey, 10 for 32, 31% in the turf routes with an ROI right there at $2. But She's Divine, keying up against Waiting for a Star. She had trouble in the Navizian Sunset. They were all in that race on June the 23rd. So tough to separate these two. A little bit of maybe a tactical advantage to the 9 if you really had to shake it out. Things go a little bit slower up front, but I think the 6's punch at a mile is going to be strong today.
How about the 10 just in time? I think we both used a 10. Trevor McCarthy rides this filly for Trez Abbott. Trez put her on the turf last out, coming off a little bit of a layoff, going long on the turf. Tough open A other than up there at Parks, and went right to the front at 7-1 and scored 72 by her. So he finds a nice cozy starter 3 life condition. Well, she's in it for the tag today.
She is in for the tag, right? And this is that's the kind of the main question mark. Pretty good turf debut. I talked about it. Went back. Didn't beat that great of a field. But look at the stats, 61 to 180 days. Pretty strong ROI of over 7. Really kind of tough to dismiss, especially with Trevor. I'm just a little leery of this horse. I'm going to hate to get beat by her if I toss her. I might have to trim the ticket in the pick 5. But a couple question marks surrounding the 10. It's the right move, though. I don't think she would. Comparing that group, the 2 other than was going to be too tough for her.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, the Annie Boo Boo was a little flat last out. She's run some big races this year. Loves Legend was an okay 4th last out. I use her in the mix. You'll get a decent price on both the 4 and the 7.
Back with Cruz, she was another one, victim, where she was not going to be able to make any kind of strong impact into those slower fractions against horses that were on talent or fairly equal. They just got away with it on the front end. But back with Cruz might find a little bit more flow and come from a little bit further back.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 8 back on the turf. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Rail at 70 feet, claiming 16,003 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. We both end up on the 7 Spicy Meatball. We have a video spotlight to show you of Spicy Meatball September 6th right here at Laurel Park. A decent second against better starter allowance this day.
And there's Bourbon and Ice, who we're going to see today back on the dirt. Dueling with McClure was pretty quick. That horse, I believe, was coming in from Delaware for Cesar Nambo. And you know, perfect trip for Spicy Meatball. You can't complain at all. 3 to 4 wide is going to roll up and get the lead in mid-stretch. But Railmaster is going to find room from between horses. And Railmaster was going pretty good and still holding pretty good form stand, sprinting on the turf for Merriman. But Railmaster still game to the wire. This is the one, if you look at a race in this sequence, is he the single? You know, you've got Trevor hooking up with Kieran McGee. Those two are deadly when they go together. And God, positional speed and some heart, it might be you know, making this horse, if you're going to single in the sequence, this might be the one. Baysider is a concern, though. He wants to sprint. He wants a little flow. He's going to make a legitimate run from the back of the pack.
The 2 horses I use around the 7 here. Baysider's a closer and closing sprinter. Looks like the 10 Shelly Island rallied last out to finish second at this level. You'll get a square 5-6 to 1 price on Shelly Island once again today. Riaz back aboard for John Salzman Jr.
Yeah, it looks to me like, you know, looking just if things are perfect out of the gate, maybe you can never tell. The 4 is going to show speed. Baravelli and maybe one other one, and just lurking there, and he's going to try to make that knockout punch. Is Spicy Meatball on top of the stretch, and let's see if anybody can run him down through the final furlong.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 9 is going to kick off the. We showed this. We had the video there in race 8. Okay,
yeah,
race 9 is a nice maiden claiming 40,000 for 2-year-olds going a flat mile main track. We kick off the late daily double here in race 9, and scratch to 2, make us smile. We're going to have a heavy favorite, it looks like here, the 5 Maryland Mo, 9 to 5 morning line, but with the 2 out of here, you're looking at maybe 6 to 5 even money here on this well-bred 2-year-old by Uncle Mo for Graham Motion. You know, we both have Maryland Mo on top. You have a stat here for Motion.
Yeah, Motion, the last 5 years. I know this is a smaller sample, and this is kind of where he's picking his spots for these 2-year-olds going long on the dirt in their debuts. 3 for 11 with 2-year-old firsters, dirt routes at Laurel, ROI of 309, and 2 of those were both losses. So if you take them out of the mix, the percentage is even higher. They were off the turf races,
right?
So wasn't really pointing the horse for the dirt. So they eventually just gave the horse a run. So you're talking, say, 3 for 9, a little bit better out of a mare that's been productive. We've seen a couple of these foals run around here. The horses have run, they just haven't shown a whole lot. That's just kind of by default thinking the money will come in on Maryland Mo with Motion and Vargas.
All right, so we both have the 5 on top. Let's Claudio's in here, though. The 3, Mucho Macho Danny by Mucho Macho Man. Victor Rosales is going to ride for Claudio. This horse been working right here at Laurel Park. Doesn't have to ship for the debut. No. Victor and Claudio, 9 for 18 recently in a positive ROI. So the 3 is going to take money. Mucho Macho Danny, I use in the exacta.
Yeah, the mare was 3 for 39, topped out at a 52. You think maybe you could have gotten away running this horse a little bit cheaper, so maybe it's a little bit better than some of those long lines of slower works, just kind of maintenance works. Maybe this is a type of horse that wants to run all day. First foal, though, for the mare, Dinah Shields. And the one, I don't think you can leave out Rooftop Bar. And the debut was okay. Stone Courageous, that was a long shot winner for Hammy Smith. Kind of even after some early trouble. The blinkers go off, Lasix goes on, turf to dirt. Out of a key race, Benny Havens, Mr. Frank's Way. A couple of horses have come out of Benny Havens ran well in this day. How did Mr. Frank's Way get away at that big price the other day? I don't know, but Rooftop Bar, I think, is a user here for Lacey Gaudet.
All right, it's a nice maiden 40 for 2-year-olds going a mile there. Race 9, race 10, the finale. We're going 6 furlongs here on the main track. Hope you're live and some nice well pays here for race 10. I think this late pick 5 could be paying well going into race 10, claiming 10,000 filly mares 3 and up, never won 3 or straight 3-year-old fillies. The 2 Fanny Bell Fleming, I think finally wakes up today. 4-year-old daughter of Freedom Child for Dale Capuano. She's dropping. She's run okay in her couple starts off the claim for Dale against much better starter allowance. This is a Yes, it's a double jump here. We're skipping the 16,000 3 life. We're going right to the 10 3 life. So a big drop here for the 2 Fannie Bell Fleming.
No, I botched the line on the 4, so my apologies. If I could redo it, I'd make the 4 about 3-1, 7-2 in race 10. So there's your alert. Don't be surprised if the horse takes a major hit. Another one, 2 dismal tries, 1 in a mile, 1 at 7/8 last time, but had a legitimate excuse when breaking in the air. Not a ton of true speed. Maybe the horse to the outside, Nancy said so. But fresh in my mind are those 2 races in July. I mean, I can't get them out of my head. I chased her last time. Thought she'd run better. Got an excuse. X-Man goes here instead of the 1. Let's hope we get a hustling ride, and Mighty Talk is a factor from flagpole to finish.
Yeah, those last couple are pretty ugly. You might get a decent price on this field.
Yeah, I just, I glazed over that a little. I should have paid a little closer attention. But looking at all these horses, you got to give the line maker a little bit of second chance, right? I think this horse is probably going to go off at 3 or 4 to 1. What do you think?
8-10 to 1. Well,
I'll take it. Let's get it.
Scratch the 6
yeah.
orbiting the moon is out.
Yeah.
So maybe with those 2 ugly races in August, September, I don't use the horse at all.
Okay.
But maybe on the drop she gets back in good. I still think even with the scratch of the 6, hopefully you get 6, 7 to 1 on her.
All right.
After those the couple poor recent tries, but Jerry drops her today.
Mm-hmm.
See if that wakes her up. The 1 Allison K with McCarthy first off the claim for Cal Lynch, 3-year-old filly who's won 3 times, taking advantage of the dual condition. So the 1 Allison K looks like she's going in the right direction.
And Lynch, they don't claim a lot, but I think I saw a stat over the last maybe 6 months to a year. 1 for 6 off the claim, had that big winner, and the horse that came back to ran 1 on the dirt and ran big on the turf.
Sure.
But 6 for 6 in the money are the claims. So they obviously have done well with their claims. So, yeah, you can't leave the 1. 1 has a little bit more positional speed than the 2 as well. I know the 2's dropping, but it was tough to separate, but I gave the edge on the line. From a betting standpoint, I thought the 1 might take a little more play because of that.
All right, so yeah, that's the thing. You have the 1 is going to take play, and the 2 for Dale, who's dropping, is going to take play here in race 10. So
okay.
Hopefully we're live in some Will Page going into the 10th race. Nice carryover in that late pick 5. It's almost 15,000. That starts in race 5. No, that starts in race 6. Pick 6 starts in race 5. The late pick 5 starts in race 6 today on the Big 10 race program. We're fast and firm. Good luck today.
Thank you, Stan.
Dave Robbins coming up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck, and happy birthday to the con man. Connor, 20 today down there.
20.
He better be in class.
Okay.
He better be in class right now.
Fall semester.
Yeah, fall semester. So
all right, happy birthday, Connor.
You got it, man. We'll see you. Good luck.